Hey everyone, what is up? Trickisty here, and welcome back to the second part of my how to make a NPC bot tutorial series. Today we'll be going over the login process and creating our game session. Alright, let's jump right into it. So this right here, this line right here is just kind of a placeholder. We're going to replace that with an object. So browser, just call it obj equals we create I'll create object, and right here browser 800 by 600 bit, or let's see, I'm doing all of this off the top of my head, so kind of sketchy. Yes, I'll scroll horizontal. That doesn't have auto vertical scroll, and want return. Alright, that should be it. Alright, so browser, that would be this right here. Just cut that and we can put it. So this is the Shell Explorer 2, or the IE frame.dll, and pretty much is what it is a embedded browser. Alright, so down here, after it shows, actually in here, case, let's see, login, here's our login button. So when the login button is pressed, we want it to read the username, read the password, and there's something else, save. Alright, so let's do read username, do that twice. I should rename some of these things, but I'm going to do that later, probably when I upload this file for you to download. Alright, we have those two. So let's just check that there's actually a username and a password entered. So if username is nothing, or password is nothing, then we want it to return let's just do a message box. Alright. Now let's check if the save username and password was checked or not. So if rsave is one, I believe for checkboxes. Let me see. Oh, there's actually a function for that. Then if it's checked, then we want it to file write. Actually, just kidding, we want it to write an ini. So the file name will be userdata.ini. Section will be auth. Any write. Let's do any write section. Let me just check the syntax for that. All right. We can also just do it like that. This will be username and the entered username. However, if I were writing, if I were making this program to publish, I would encrypt or hash the username and password, of course, for the file. But for this purpose, I'm just gonna leave it for just raw. You can always go back and change that by simply using the include crypt.au3, and then you can use your own keys to encrypt strings or complete files. So you could just encrypt the whole file. Alright, once we have that, I think we're ready to do the login process. Yes, we are. Alright, so DarkOrbit login, we're going to pass our information through. So username, password, and DarkOrbit page. Oops. Now as come on. I want that uppercase. There we go. So going down, we can see we have a couple of return values, 2 to be exact. So if the return for this is equal to 0, then we want to output a login failed message. else we wanted to go ahead and create our game session with the returned value. So let's just do a simple variable like that, and we'll pass it through there. Alright. So I'm just going to quickly go over what this whole function does and what it is. I mean, I have every line here commented and simple to follow along. So first off, we're creating this object when HTTP. We're opening the URL that was passed through, which is darkorbit.com, as a GET request. We're sending this off, so we want to request the page. We'll wait a maximum of 5 seconds. We'll get and we want it as HTML source code. Then we're going to pick out the BP secure token. Then we're going to post that token URL. And this is as a post. We have to declare a specific header for content type. And as the packet that we're going to post, we'll have this string right here with our username and our password. That's all we need. The encode function, which is down here, is so the DarkOrbit server, if your username has special characters, it'll be able to parse those. And then we're going to send the packet. Again, wait a maximum of 5 seconds. Then we're going to get a response, and we're just going to look for a response header under location. This will have a specific URL to go to next. So we're going to send that URL as a GET. Again, wait 5 seconds. We're going to get a response body, which is in binary. And we're going to convert that to string. We're going to get a response header under set cookie. And in that cookie, we'll find our DarkOrbit SID. And we're going to find our server, our most recent logged in server. So may that be DE1 or int2, whatever it is. So once we have the server and DOSID, we're good to go. With those two things, you can do anything. So then it's going to create the URL with this being our server. We're going to redirect to, we're going to load the internal map revolution, which is our in-game, with DOSID as an identifier. And this is going to be returned right here. If everything is right, we're going to load the session. More to say, it's going to go over here, the navigate for this right here. It's going to navigate to our in-game, and yeah, that's about it. It should work. We can start it. So let's see if I have an account that works. Alright, that did not unknown function. Alright. Let's go back here. Well, apparently that will not work. So if it's equal to 1, which I think with checkboxes it's either 0 or 1, 1 being checked, 0 being not checked, it should work. Alright. Has failed. How so? How so? I can't remember. Does it? I think it might have to have the HTTP in front. Yes, that looks like that was correct. Alright. As you can see, I don't have this planned out, so I'm getting a few errors here. Alright, navigation to web page was cancelled. I don't have anything written out, so kind of confused where the problem is. Okay, I forgot to add a little something. So for this embedded browser, sometimes there's cache files or just some cookies or something that will mess around and it just won't load. So what you want to do is clear these. And we can do this using the run DLL32 exe. Let's see if I can get this right on the first try. inet cpl dot cpl comma clear my tracks by process. I believe clear everything, so that would be cookies, add-ons, history, cache is 255. Alright, after a few minutes of just quickly going through the code, I found a few things that weren't working properly. I can remove these comments, but now it's working. So one thing, I had a comma instead of a dot there, so that was kind of screwing up with it. And I set a equal to the function and then check a to see if it's equals to 0. And yeah, now it works, so we can remove that too. The user that I was entering somehow can't play, so I'm gonna quickly create a fake DarkOrbit account to play around with this. So golem tester and login. Alright, so it's clearing all our data. And there we go. It's loading. And And now we are in game. So the map is disabled. As you can see, I'm clicking around and nothing is happening. I'm pretty sure with I don't remember how I did it, but there's some kind of command to pass through so you can access it. I've added the parameter so you can now click inside the window and fly around. So that must have been a little glitch there. You can go into full screen and play. As you can see, I'm getting 60 FPS. So no issues on that end. And attacking any of these is no problem. So yeah, that's it for this part of the tutorial. In the next one, we'll be getting into the good stuff, so we'll be working on some of the general settings and probably getting a start into the NPC settings. I've also been asked if I can add a sort of boxybot part into this, and I think I'll do that. It's not too hard to make one, and since this should be the best how to make a bot tutorial for DarkOrbit, hey, why not? I'll add it. So see you guys next time.